And there was no one that was on YouTube sharing the emotional, taxing part of this journey. It has been a while since I've been on here, and honestly, I have just not wanted to record. Mainly because there is such deep emotions connected to this channel. And whenever I share a story, the one story I shared on this channel, because I've only done one video, the one story I've shared on here, I did even cry doing it. And I did write some notes for this video. And of course, once I was writing notes, I was crying. So I'm not going to run away from my emotions anymore. I have done some soul searching, and I just realized that this topic, canine epilepsy, is just so deeply personal to me, and I want to share. I am passionate about this because of our story. And if I help just one person, encourage them through their journey, I would be very happy with that. And if no one listens or watches, at least it's a place where I do get to release some of those thoughts and emotions connected to this journey. Today, I want to go back all the way to the beginning of Lobo's story, how it started and where we are now. I kind of wanted Lobo to be here on the sofa with me, but he chose not to. I even had a snack and he just didn't want it. He is on the floor laying next to the fan. This is Lobo, our 6.5-month-old all white American Akita. The beginning of Lobo's story started at 9 months old. That was when he had his first seizure. I was not there to witness it, but I was there after. My husband was the one to witness the whole thing. Lobo was sleeping, and while he was sleeping, he had a little bit of convulsions, and it lasted 30 seconds, according to my husband. And if you have a dog with seizure, you know sometimes they lose control of their bladder. So Lobo did lose control of his bladder with his first seizure. And back then, we knew nothing about canine epilepsy, seizures. We didn't know what it was. It lasted 30 seconds, so we just thought it was a bad dream. We just didn't know what to think of it. We thought about going to the vet the next day, but we did not. We didn't want to be, I didn't want to be that kind of dog owner that always take their dogs to the vet when there's a problem. And he had just came back from the vet a few months before for hip dysplasia. So he was diagnosed with hip dysplasia, and we just didn't want to go back to the vet for another problem. We just decided not to go, and there lies my first regret of this journey. I should have gone to the vet the next day. I should have called the vet. I should have gone to the vet. I'm sure once I called the vet, they would have had us come in to check out Lobo, and he would have been diagnosed very early on. And yeah, my biggest regret was that I just have so many questions since, like, whenever I get into a place of the what ifs, that is something that comes up. Like, what if I took him earlier? Would we be struggling with this now? And then we didn't even tell the vet about it during his yearly checkups, which again, a regret. I think it might have just left our mind since it never happened again. And that's it never happened again after that until the next seizure happened 2 years after that, October 9th, 2022. We have all this written down because that's kind of what you have to do when you have a dog with seizures. This one I was present for, so I saw the whole thing. And unfortunately, we did not get this seizure on recording. I like to get most of his seizures on recording because I like to send it to the vet. That's why, so they can take a closer look at it, see some things that I'm not seeing, because what I'm seeing is it's traumatic. This one was a big seizure. It is what they call the grand mal seizure, and that's what Lobo had. All I remember really is grabbing my other dog, because I didn't know what we were in for, grabbing her and making sure she was secure so she doesn't go up to Lobo to see what was going on. And my husband was with Lobo, and we just waited it out. I think this seizure probably lasted about 2 minutes. But the next day we called the vet, we went to the vet, and that's when he got diagnosed with idiopathic epilepsy. And also, that is when he started his first set of medication for epilepsy, which was phenobarbital. After that seizure back in October, he was seizure free for 602 days. That is just something we were so thankful for. The next seizure happened last year, June 2nd. Since June 2nd, he has had 49 seizures. As of today, he is 31 days seizure free, but it's been quite a journey to get him even to that point. 49 seizures since June 2nd is a lot of seizures, and there's been lots of cluster seizures where there are seizures back to back, and seizures that lasted for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It's been a journey. The emotional toll of the past year for us just has been so incredible. Only a true pet lover can really understand the things that we've gone through this past year. Not everyone of my friends have understood it, and I mean, that's okay. But we are, I mean, the things that we've dealt with: fear, doubt, heartbreak, a lot of exhaustion, just dealing with what we're dealing with, because we don't know when a seizure is going to happen. Still to this day, we don't know when a seizure is going to happen. And then we've almost lost Lobo 3 times last year. It's been a long road figuring out what medication to use for him. We feel like we finally have the medication that is right for him right now. Last year, we were on a medication that took away his ability to walk, and that was another journey in itself. I can't even tell you how that felt. And this year, in January, was when he actually was able to get back walking. It was 4 months of him not walking. Picture a dog not walking and using the bathroom. We had to help him with all that. It was just so much, and a lot of toll on us too. I know that I dealt with a lot of anger as well, anger for the disease, and anger. I was angry at Lobo for putting us through this, and that's where my selfishness comes in. In this kind of journey, you are able to see kind of how human you are, because as much as you're like, I'm going to love my dog forever, there's things that you go through in this journey where you question yourself, you have so much doubts, and then just having the thought of like, why do I have to go through this? And then thinking like, it's Lobo going through this too, it's not just us, but it's also taxing. This is like emotionally taxing on so many levels. And then dealing with not being able to leave the house for a medical appointment for myself, because back then I worked from home. It was still hard for me to leave the house. I couldn't go to my medical appointments. I had doctor's appointments to go to. I couldn't even do that. It was just, it's been a journey. Now we can leave the house a little bit. I don't leave the house for more than 2 hours. I'm just still like, I kind of live in a little bit of fear when I do leave the house, because thinking we're going to miss a seizure. And one of the things that happens in a seizure is that we never know how long a seizure will be. A seizure could be 2 minutes or 45 minutes. Now, if a seizure is more than 2 minutes, it is really harmful for the dog. My husband and I have an agreement that if a seizure is lasting 15 minutes, we take him straight to the emergency vet. And the emergency vet is like 45 minutes from here. So, and then he is over 100 pounds. How in the heck do you take a dog to the emergency vet while he's having a seizure over 100 pounds? I don't even know. We haven't gotten that far yet. But this year, we made a rule that if Lobo's seizure lasted a certain amount of time, we would take him to the emergency vet. With all that, now we feel so blessed that we have a vet and a neurologist caring for Lobo. Our neurologist is so amazing. We give our neurologist updates on Lobo via email, and they're They're always responding back to us. They're available for us like whenever we need them. They're pretty far. Because we're able to have them in contact through email, it makes everything a lot easier. But we're just so blessed because of our amazing neurologist. And that's helped ease a lot of our anxiety from what we went through last year. His seizures now are still pretty grand. Some of them still last long, but some of them are very short. However long it takes him to come out of it, because sometimes it takes him a while to come out of it. But his seizures, compared to last year, it is not as bad as it was last year. This year, I feel like, I don't want to say it's been good. It's not been good. It's been better than comparing it to last year. Despite all that, Lobo now has many, many more good days than he does bad days. Like I said earlier, one of the medication that we were giving him took away his ability to walk, and he was very depressed. I can tell that Lobo was depressed because after he would try to eat, he would just go straight to sleep. He slept a lot. He didn't want to play anymore. He didn't want any treats or anything. He just ate his food and then he went to sleep. And he would bark to go to the bathroom and want water, because the medication that he had last year made him very, very thirsty. Oh my gosh, so thirsty. He would just cry. I told you this was a video with no glasses, a no glasses video. So with all that, what we went through last year with him not walking, you know, there was a time last year where we almost gave up on him. I'm so thankful we didn't do that, because after switching his drugs that he had this year, it within a week he got his ability to walk again. And I mean, it just was incredible to have him, and he was back to being a dog and normal. There's so much more of Lobo's story that I want to share, things that I've learned through this journey, things that I've learned about myself, things that I've learned where only faith was able to get me through. This journey has tested me in so many ways, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But no matter how I feel, when I do look at Lobo, I do see love. So as I said earlier, as of today, he is 31 days seizure free. We are so thankful. We are counting every day as a victory when he's seizure free, and we're taking it one day at a time. We are committed to caring for Lobo until he tells us he's ready to rest. And we're not just here for the happy days with him, we're here for all of it. I've never owned a dog before until these two dogs. And they have shaped so much of my life, have given me so much love. As I continue with this journey with Lobo, I want to continue to learn. I want to learn about myself more. I want to learn about how I can be more patient, how I can not be angry with him. Because, I mean, if you are in a caregiver role, you would understand that there is moments of anger that you go through. The journey is taking away from things that you want to do. You have goals and you can't really do any of it because you're in this role. And I'm just not looking to complain, okay? It's just the reality of this kind of role. We are caregiver to him, and we are here till the end. We're here through it all. We're here through the good and the bad days. I'll be sharing more of Lobo's journey and what I've learned from it and what I'm learning. Stick around. I am going to be sharing more on this channel. I have just decided to just face my emotions, things that I do want to talk about. Whenever you look up canine epilepsy on YouTube, all you find is vets, professionals talking about what to do during a seizure, what is a seizure. Because I looked on YouTube when we were going through this, and there was no one that was on YouTube sharing the emotional, taxing part of this journey. That's what I wanted. I wanted to find a channel that gave me the emotional side of this canine epilepsy journey. And there was none. There is none until now, because that's what I want to be here for, somebody else that's going through this. So if you're going through the same thing and you have a dog with epilepsy, I would love if you would share your story. I would love for us to encourage each other in this journey. And I want more people to make channels like this to share the emotional side of canine epilepsy. And if no one watches this, at least it's a place where I can get out my emotions, because getting the emotions out is part of the healing process as well. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to honor Lobo's journey. I'll see you in the next video. I have a feeling this is going to be a video I need to record without my glasses. Lobo is not sitting with me for this video, but Sachi is going to sit. I kind of wanted Lobo to sit with me, but I guess he has other plans.